Hello YouTube, it's Pizzscn here. In this video I'm actually going to be doing sort of a follow-up video to my Fisher Spacepen review. I wanted to make a video about an issue I've had with the Spacepen, and this is the only issue I have with it. I still think it's a great pen, but I think this is important to mention because this could, depending on you and your career that you might need a pen for, this could make or break the Fisher Spacepen. Particularly artists. If you're an artist and you use pens, I would definitely not recommend a Spacepen for you because of this, but stay tuned to the end of the video because I will be showing you, if you like the whole novelty and design of the bullet Fisher Spacepen or any of the other Spacepens that are available, but you don't want to have to deal with this, I will be talking to you about something that not everybody knows, but it will actually fix the issue. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. What I have here, I have the bullet Fisher Spacepen, and this is a standard ballpoint pen. This actually is a B2P, which is a bottle to pen. So this used to be a water bottle, or maybe several water bottles, I don't know, but now it's a pen, which is pretty cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, excuse me. Now, for everyday use, if I just want to jot something down real quick, the Spacepen will do absolutely fine. Please excuse my poor handwriting there, but there you go. As you can see, it worked fine. It was very nice, and if I try and rub my finger along it, aside from the paper bending, it does not smear. And I'll even write the same thing, and right after I'm done writing it, I will try and smear it again, and we'll see what happens. And as you can see, sorry about that guys, had to go down and get some dinner, but I figure I'll go ahead and let it cool while I finish up this video. Now, I've already demoed that in normal use, just jotting down a quick note, you'll most likely not run into any problems. However, if you need to, for some reason, draw a line across the paper, then, well, let's just do that. Also, let me first of all show you the tip up close. You can see that you can see the tip there. Alrighty, all I'm going to do is just draw a line across the paper, so that's going to be out of focus, but I am drawing a line. Alrighty, let's bring it back up. And what you can see has formed is a little, in this case, very small, tiny glob of ink right there. You see that? Alright, so what this glob of ink will do is, if I need to write down a note and that bit of ink gets on the paper, well, now guess what? If I accidentally rub this part right here, you'll get a smear. Alright, you see that? Which is no good, especially if you're an artist. If you're just taking down and jotting down notes, it probably will be fine. The notes will still be useful. However, if you are, just trying to be all fancy with your writing, and this might be a bit annoying to you if your handwriting is particularly fancy, or just, you want to make all of your notes look as good as they can. This will probably get annoying to you, but most cases in writing notes, you're not going to draw lines unless you want to divide up your notes into sections. So if you, after you draw a line, something I would suggest you do is maybe take another piece of paper, and just sort of, like here, just maybe take a little piece of paper, after drawing the line, which I'll do right now. So we got the line there. And I'd say a little glob of ink formed. And then just go ahead and wipe this onto the paper. And we had a small one. It wasn't bad that time, but just go ahead and after you draw a line, maybe you could wipe it on some paper just so that way it won't get onto your actual paper that you're using. But still, it's just an extra step. That's something that not everyone wants to deal with. Alrighty, so I'm actually going to do that same exact thing with this standard ballpoint pen. So let me actually come in close. Alright, we'll go ahead and use the lines that I drew with the space pen to divide up the different pins. As you can see right here, I can write, and if I rub it, it's not smearing. Alrighty, so see that? So it's very good. Now, if I wanted to draw a line, let's just draw a line. Well, actually, let's just get it back up close to the tip, and I'll show you the tip first. You can see, the tip looks fine. That's one I actually think is a fine point, but if I want to draw a line, bring you back up close. No sign of globs of ink anywhere. Maybe a very, very small one. So again, let's go ahead, just write. I'm just going to turn the pen, see if I can be a little more guaranteed to get that on there. And if I rub around where the P is, no smudging whatsoever. But I'll do that again. I'll just draw a line. This time I'm going to do it nice and slowly though. And still, sorry, there still is no signs of any globs of ink. So I have to say, it does happen a little bit with traditional ballpoint pens, but not as much. It happens sometimes. It's a little rare though, but so obviously, you know, if you are someone who, you know, draws lines, like, you know, long lines on your paper on a regular basis for your particular career choice, then obviously the Fisher Space Pen might not be something you'll look at, or you should just pass it up. But if you really want the Space Pen, one of the Space Pen models, there is something that not everybody knows about. Now, you might have heard, there is actually a way you can avoid this, actually, is what I'm trying to say, while keeping this form factor. Now, you may have heard of you may or may not have heard of a pen company known as Parker. Alright? It's a pen company, obviously. They make pens, and they make fairly nice pens also. Now, something that Parker does that you might not know about, if you take is that their ink cartridges that they use and that they make are the exact same shape and size and form factor, really, as a Fisher Space Pen. Now, this is a genuine Space Pen cartridge, even though it looks generic as heck. The branding does rub off. I do have one with the branding still intact right here. You might be able to see that. But that's something I'm not going to take out of the box because I do want to save that for when I actually need it. But you can see right here, and I don't actually have a Parker cartridge handy with me, but you could take this one out and put this into your Space Pen. Alrighty. Now, you do have to keep in mind that it's now, after that you've done that, it's no longer going to be a Space Pen. It's not going to have all the same abilities, but do you really need a Space Pen? I mean, think about it. Are the extra features really that necessary? No, they're not. And, you know, it is going to cost you a little bit more than just buying the pen itself, but I'm sure if you look on eBay, you'll probably find people who are selling just the pen casing, or the pen chassis, I suppose you could say, for maybe around $15, because the Space Pen ink cartridges do cost $5. So take that away from a $20 pen. You should have, you know, this little chassis here should be about around $15, which would be pretty good. So maybe you can try and see if you can do that. Maybe Fisher themselves will sell you the casing by itself. I bet if you called them, you could probably order one from them. So that'd be pretty nice. And then you could just replace with a Parker pen. In fact, if you didn't see it you see right here, this little plastic piece. On the back, it specifically says that plastic piece, where does it say it? I'm sorry it's out of focus, I'm just trying to find it. Here, right down here actually. It says this cartridge fits the Fisher Space Pen and has an adapter for Parker style pens. So, they actually say, you know, Fisher is actually making you, well, they're acknowledging this company and on their own product, I guess you could say. I don't really know, but maybe Fisher and Parker are or maybe I don't know, maybe sister companies or something. I don't know. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if this happened by coincidence that they happen to make the same shape and size of ink insert, but they do, and I don't know if, again, I don't know if it's by coincidence or if they're actually, you know, maybe sister companies, or maybe Fisher orders their ink cartridges from them and just pressurize them or something. I don't know, but that is something else to take note of. Again, I don't really have a Parker ink cartridge handy to compare this to, but trust me when I say they are basically identical, if not completely identical. If I ever do get one, I might, it's very slim, but I might actually do a comparison between the two, but I can pretty much guarantee you, actually I can guarantee you, that it will, a standard Parker style pen cartridge will fit inside of a Fisher Space Pen. So anyway, or your Fisher Space Pen of choice, that is. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to eat this pizza. Adios.